So we have a 2018 SEAT Alhambra, and problem we've got with this car is two things. The MIB2 screen is faulty. The touchscreen is no longer working, so we're going to change that. But also we've got a double whammy of problems because this car's been to us to replace the instrument cluster. Here's the old dead original instrument cluster, so we've swapped that out. Now, for people that know about these, it is an NEC 24C64 cluster. To transfer these, because all the data is encrypted, we have to swap the immobilizer pin, the component security, key data, VIN number, MAC codes, all sorts of things. Now we've swapped that over. That is successfully working. The car starts and runs. You can hear that chugging away there now. Everything is good, but because it's a 2018 model, they have the MIB2 units. So they put a further level of security called component protection. Now currently, we can change these out in all manner of VWs that don't have the MIB2 screens, no problems at all, day in, day out, never an issue. But since they put the MIB2 unit in, component protection is active on that screen. Now, this has actually came in to us from a SEAT main dealer that couldn't actually do this cluster for whatever reasons. So we've done it, we've set the mileage, everything is correct on it. They can't get rid of, even the main dealers can't get rid of the component protection, although they should, because you can retrofit second-hand MIB units, swap them over from car to car, go on to Audi, do the component protection. I've had two people with Audi look at this, they say it can't be done. Now I have actually, this is a bit back to front this video because I wasn't going to record it, but I got halfway through and I thought this is going to make a good video. I'll record it. So I've actually done it and I've fixed it now. I've got some B-roll of it on the bench with component protection so you can see what happens. But we're going to whip this out and we're going to show you the repair and show you it all finished. So let's make a start on that and show you what we need. Oh, before we go, down here, these are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a torch because it's dark to see the screws and clips. You're going to need a various array of trim tools or spudges, whatever you want to call them. You're going to need a torque screwdriver, I believe it's T20, and a tray to keep your nuts and bolts in, unless you want to keep them in there and lose them, as a lot of people do. But they're the tools you're going to need. So let's get cracking. Right, so we're ready for dismantling. So this is the panel we're going to take out. To start with, we're going to take this trim off here. That just pops out. The AC panel is held in with 4 screws. That'll just slide forward. There's 1 screw here for this carbon fibre trim. That doesn't have to come all the way off. You get a bit stuck on that end, but yeah, just unclip it as far as you can. You need to unplug this switch to give yourself some space. This top cover comes off with 2 screws there, and that'll give us room for a couple of weirdo clips at the bottom. Then this surround has to pop out, and then there's 4 screws in the corners there that gets the module out. There's a multi-plug which really hard to get to, but probably easy from the passenger side of the vehicle to get to the clips and pull it out. And then there's a row of other connectors here that has to come out, and let's show you how to do that. The reverse of the AC panel, trim for the AC panel, you can see that it is just held in with VW's easy brake clips and hooks. So you just got to be really careful and really gradual when you get it out. But the only thing that holds it in is the clips. And when you get it out, make sure you use proper trim tools. Spudges, whatever you want to call them. I've just broken this one, so it's not going to be great, but the trick is to get in as far as you can with the plastic trim tools. There's another one I quite often use. Try and start in one corner is the best thing, rather than in the middle, and then just gradually pop it out and work it round. Right, so with that panel removed, The next 4 screws we're going to take out, or the screws we're going to take out, 4. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. So we need to take those out to get the AC panel out. There's one more little screw there, which holds down this carbon fibre trim. I don't know, but there's another one that side. Now that's missing on this car, wasn't there, so I don't know if this has been at bits before or if it's common to not have a screw there, but that one definitely needs to come out. We also need to get access to the top of this unit. We take this out, little glove box. There's 2 more torque screws in here, one either side, and then it will, with a little wriggle, pop up and slide forward and come out. That gives us access to the top of the unit for those, I don't know what you call them, clips. So with it just pulled away enough, you'll see the wiring. Can't really get it in view, but the multi-plug for the hazard warning light switch will prevent it coming all the way back. You do need to unplug that. With this piece of trim tool with this piece of trim pulled away, we can then get better access to the bottom of the front panel to pop that off. You'll need to remove the wiring for the hazard warning light switch because it won't give you enough pull. You could take this whole trim right off, but what I've found is the end clip is really hard to get off and it feels like it's going to break. So you don't have to take it right off, you've just got to take it back enough so it flexes and you can get to the bottom clips. So with the aid of plastic trim tools, I've got a few various ones that come in handy. You have to get to behind the plastic trim on this front panel and then pop it forward by carefully working it round. So you get your plastic trim tool in. I've actually just putting this one back together, so I'm not going to pop it out again. And then you can work your way round the edge with the plastic trim tool and popping it forward. So on the top we have wherever they are, some little nubby things here. Focus, yeah, see these? So you have to pull these up and wriggle it forward at the same time as you're prying on it at the front with the spudger trim tool. That will then pop out. Okay, the 4 screws holding the air conditioning panel, whatever you like to call it, that comes out. That'll come forwards. We don't have to completely remove it again. We've just carefully got to lift it out so we can get access to the next part. This part will then, when that's all released, that will slide out and then come out like so. There's 4 more torque screws in the corner of the stereo there, and that one there, that one there. We've got to take those out. Okay, the main connector block is this one here, and it's held on by a ratchet lever. You have to squeeze it and rotate it up, and then the plug comes out. From underneath the unit we have these connectors. So what we have to do is press the little grey tabs and slide them back, and let's see. So finally, with those out, we have the MIB2 unit out, ready for repair. So let's get it on the bench and see what we can do. So here's the MIB2 unit out of the vehicle now. Now we're going to use our little bench test rig here to power it on, and we're going to switch it on. And we've got a double whammy of problems with this, because although the unit powers up and the screen is okay, we have component protection active. Now we've tried to do this with Otis, and other people have tried, and it can't be removed for various reasons. It usually does with Otis. This one it isn't. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove the component protection internally by patching the firmware and getting rid of it. Also at the same time, we're going to be fixing the touchscreen, because this touchscreen also doesn't work. there's no life in these buttons. Now, I did have a bit of life in the settings button when it was in the car. The last few presses of that, it worked, but now it's dead. These buttons work, so the unit is okay. It gets to certain menus and the component security goes off the screen, but it does come on again once you go back to it, and it's back on. So we're going to be changing the digitizer in the screen and removing the component protection. What we have added to it, some people may be familiar, we've added the green developer mode screen. So again, it's really hard to do this without the touch screen. Green touch screen is this one here. So we can go in, and this is where we can add different activations, activating Apple CarPlay and things like that. But we're going to use it for the component protection to get rid of that and fix a new digitizer in the screen. So let's get it stripped down and let's move on. Top cover off. Front cover off. Back cover off. Ribbon connectors disconnected. SIM card slots out. And then should be able to lift 2 hands. That's better. Missed a screw. We should be able to now lift circuit board out. Touchscreen is out. Now we need to change the digitizer. And the new digitizer is fitted. We actually fit them over the top of the old ones because they're glued on, and that's ready for install. Okay, so it's all back together again. Now what we're going to do, we're going to turn it on, and first thing we're going to do is check the screen out because we haven't removed the component protection yet. So let's see if this screen works. Oh, if you found this video useful, click the like and subscribe, share, leave a comment. If you've got any questions, give us a shout. And if you need one of these screens fitted, look on the website ecuconnection.co.uk. We'll have this service listed on there to get your screen working again. There we go. Look at that. She's all working. So now we've got the settings, which was the only button that worked previously. We can go through this. It's all working. Everything is good. Screen is all good. We can temporarily get rid of the component protection, but it comes straight back on again. If we go into the menu here, hold it down for 10 seconds, we've got all the menu functions. Go into test mode, green engineering menu. This is one we're going to add in the component protection removal shortly. And you can see that component protection currently isn't there, but if we flick from one screen to another, it soon comes back on again. So let's see if we can get rid of this little puppy here. That's the next stage. Moment of truth time. So we'll put the power on the power supply. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to see if the dreaded component protection message has gone from this screen. Okay, so good. No more component protection message. The screen is working. We can go through the other buttons and it doesn't come back. So what else can we do to try and get it to come back? Nothing, because it's not there. Component protection has now been disabled. We can go into the maps. Obviously it's not connected to the maps or anything. Scroll around as much as you like. Component protection not active. All we've got to do now is chuck this unit back in the car and make sure that the component protection doesn't reactivate when it sees the second-hand cluster in that we've fitted. So let's get that job done. So we're all back in and fitted. We're going to turn the ignition on. We're going to try the MIB2 unit now. We're going to have to turn the volume down. Because we're going to have some radio come on in a minute. And as we can see now, we don't have the dreaded component protection. And if we look now, we have a working touchscreen. Everything is working. All the buttons are all there. We can play what we like. It's got a bit of reflection on the screen. Media apps, all are there. Go into settings, navigation. There's no card in it because it's not got the SATNAV fitted to it. Yep, so mission accomplished. And now whatever we do, we don't have the component protection. So if you need component protection removed, if you need a new digitizer put in the screen for the touchpad, they either get ghost buttons, I think they call it, where it just flicks by itself, or it completely non-works. We can sort it out for you.